This ain't no get rich quick thing. Create your own economy. Cause we ahead of the crypto curve. Yeah. Create your own economy. Let's get ahead of the crypto curve. Yeah. Learn from the queen of crypto, your host, Naja Roberts, leading people out of financial slavery.
Whenever you get ready.
And cryptocurrency. Create your own economy. Let's get ahead of the crypto curve. Learn to get left behind.
Okay. All right. Good afternoon. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Ahead of the Crypto Curve, where we are creating Satoshi millionaires one day at a time, one family at a time, one Bitcoin at a time, one Satoshi at a time. And ladies and gentlemen, that means you. I am your host again, Naja Roberts, and it is my mission in my life to lead my people out of financial slavery. Today is January 10th. 2023. And my cryptocurrency quote isn't necessarily cryptocurrency today because I just had to say this quote because this is something that I feel in my heart and my soul. We grew up hearing the phrase, what you don't know won't hurt you. But ladies and gentlemen, I'm here to give you a news flash. What you don't know will absolutely hurt you. And that is my quote, Naja Roberts. What you don't know will absolutely hurt you. And you know, with that, as I've spent more than a decade studying money, watching money, and questioning the money, and preparing for what I felt like was trouble, I saw this 2020 crash coming from a mile away. Well, maybe not a mile, but about 3 months in advance. And yep, you got it right. About 3 months, which sounds like I'm saying that I had some sort of crystal ball or something out there, but I didn't. How else could I ever known that the markets would be crashing in March of 2020? Or how else could I known that we were going to shut down for COVID-19? Yep, ladies and gentlemen, I follow the money. And in this country, because it is money hungry, there are some things and some indicators that you can watch for to tell you when something is wrong. So, all of what I tell you all on a daily basis, what I share with my family in our private text messages, is because I am watching the money. And I ask myself, why are they doing this? Why are they saying this? Why? Well, ladies and gentlemen, I know you grew up like I did. We were all raised and groomed to take everything we were told at face value and just accept it. Now, you may say, no, that's not the way I grew up. But how many of you remember asking your grandmothers specifically, but some of our mothers, why about something that they told us or they wanted us to do? And when we asked why, we either got popped in the lips or we got a response that says something like, because I told you so. And I want to challenge each and every one of you to change that ideology for not just ourselves, but for our children. They should be asking why. And you know what, ladies and gentlemen? We should be able to provide them with an answer. And so as we move forward, learning about old money and new money, we need to start asking ourselves why. And we need to start teaching our children why. And when they are inquisitive, we need to make sure that we're digging deep to make sure that they're critically thinking and not just accepting things because that's what we were told to do. Because what I am finding out more and more as I dig into money that everything that we see is not exactly what is going on. And as I shared with you yesterday, when they don't tell us things that are going on, and I happen to find about it, I tell my community. But now that they are starting to say, maybe we need to tell the American people something huge is on the horizon. And we've got to get ready. We've got to be ready. And so, my goal is to ensure that each and every one of you have the tools that you need in your toolbox to meet me on the other side, because it's not just about me, it's about community. It is about my internal quest to ensure that our community gets the best information that they need. Now, there was a conversation that I was having yesterday about leaders in our community in the money space, and what everyone is actually yearning for. They're yearning right now for leaders to pop their heads up so that they can get the right information, that they know which direction they're going. And so we had a long talk about why a lot of folks in our community are not popping their heads up. And I think a lot of them, unfortunately, are scared. And we talked about the inferences between Martin Luther King protesting and teaching us to pretty much turn the other cheek and to march and to stand in and to do all of those things. And then the differential was when he started talking to us about economics and striking and doing some different things that have been done in the past. Because yes, the nonviolent approach worked, but he was saying that we needed to hit them in the pockets, because he understood that money moves everything in this country. And once he started talking about the money, ladies and gentlemen, unfortunately, he is no longer with us. And if you look at Malcolm, the same situation. And so we were having a little bit of conversation about why individuals are not stepping up to the plate and telling our community what we need to be doing, maybe because they fear their life. But we've got to understand, and I have to understand, that we have got a massive opportunity to educate our community and a massive opportunity to close the wealth gap. But the information has got to get out there. And so I'm here for it, ladies and gentlemen. So when we come forward, we will jump in and continue this conversation about money as a whole. I'm not talking about old money, just making sure that you're understanding what's going on. When we come forward, this is KBLA Talk 1580. Hey, y'all. I am trying to prepare for today's show. Technical difficulties came in just a tad bit, but just bear with me. We're getting information out. So I am going to. All right, I'm almost there. We're almost back from our break, so bear with me. All right, all right. We are coming forward in just a second. So I know I got a short time, so let's get into it. All right, all right. Welcome forward. So, as I start breaking down what I'm going to be sharing for you for the next probably about a week, I'm going to ask you all to do me a favor. Please do yourself and your family and your friends a favor and invite someone to download the KBLA app and just listen in. Please think of at least 2 to 3 people that you know that need to hear this information. These people would be individuals that you feel that benefit anyone who has something to lose or protect their wealth, their freedom, and their family. Please have them start tuning in to KBLA at this midday money hour so they can make sure that they get the information that they need. So, let me just jump in and say that my research of history and money reveals several parent patterns, and it reveals several signs about the way that the world works and the causes and effects of change, specifically as it relates to money. The events and circumstances that led us to this particular time and space that we're in right now. And really understanding what has happened in the past tells us what's coming next. And you all have heard me say umpteen times that we have done everything that we were told to do, and we are still less and owning less than 1% of the wealth in this country. And that is the same as right after Emancipation Proclamation. So if we don't do anything different than we've done in the last 300 years, we will not get any further than we've gotten in this last 300 years. And again, we're in 2023, and the statistics still say that we own less than 1% of the wealth in this country. You have been paying attention. I know you've been paying attention to me on this show, but if you've been paying attention to any of my speeches, if you're following me as I go on the Digital Financial Revolution tour every year, any of the guest appearances that I have been doing, I've literally felt like and been screaming from the top of my lungs, from the top of the hill, or wherever I could yell to tell our community what we need to be doing to move into this new decentralized era that is about to happen. And we've got to, in order to be safe, we can't stay in a centralized space and expect different results. And right now, I don't really want to sound like I'm melodramatic and that the sky is falling. But in the weeks to come, these shows that I am going to be sharing with you are some of the most important shows that I feel like I've ever done, because we are slowly moving towards a perfect storm, and not a perfect storm in a good way, but a perfect storm that so many different things are going to collide at one time. We're going to need to know how to move and pivot and do the things that we need to do. And I know that this is a big claim, but please, ladies and gentlemen, listen in. And what I'd like for you to do is give me some feedback. Tell me what you think about the information that I'm giving out. You're a part of my community, you're a part of my life. And so I already know that you understand the risks and the changes that are coming up for our families, for our homes, businesses, our community, and frankly, our entire way of life that is at risk right now. The bottom line is most of us are not prepared, and many of you are not even in a position to be prepared if you wanted to be. But you have got to step out of that box and make sure that your family is safe, that you're safe. And I know in our community specifically, we certainly don't know how to fight back because we've taken different approaches in the past. But I'll tell you what, our new kids, our new children, our new millennials, our new Gen Xers, they got fight in their blood. And so we need to learn to fight back and let uh, nature and history not repeat itself in our community, but we need to take advantage of these challenges and changes that are coming down the pipe and really win. And so, one thing you've got to know about me and my ethos specifically is that I have never been selfish in my views. Since my awakening in 2008, with this housing crash and me having all of my eggs in one basket and losing my pants on all the properties that I owned back at that time, I have concerned myself specifically about what I can personally do to make sure that I'm prepared, that my family is prepared, and my community is prepared for whatever comes, because there is nothing that anyone can say to me at this time that would surprise me about what is possible. And all the time you hear people saying, oh, they can't do that. They won't do that. Oh, yes, they will. And yes, they are. And for whatever reason, the Most High saw fit for me to have a voice, I am going to help prepare you in the next couple of weeks for what we need to do. So let me just say this, ladies and gentlemen, we have got to sound the alarm to our families, and we've got to work collectively to get the word out about how the world is changing and how the course is changing. Unfortunately, not for the best of situations, but I'm not the one that thinks we're going to change the world, ladies and gentlemen, because it just ain't so. I am really believing that things are so intertwined and so systematically corrupt that all we can do is change our individual situations and our community situations and move in a more collective manner to win. And yes, it all revolves around us having the economic stability to make the changes that we need to make. So, yes, I know this sounds like a really big thing that I'm talking about that I want to embark on. But over the next few weeks, I'm going to share a plan with you all. Some parts of it you'll get right here on the air, but other things I can't totally disclose out in the open on social media and all of those things. So you'll just have to get with me in the virtual Underground Railroad and we'll talk some real shop, as they say. So, with big problems that are coming to the United States, there are bigger opportunities. So while there is a little bit of sadness that we're going to have some of these financial turmoils that come up, there are big opportunities, because what we do know that millionaires, even billionaires, are made out of situations such as financial crises in history. History repeats itself. So I'm not really worried about that. So over the next few weeks, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to share a couple of things. And so we're going to talk about this, and we're going to make sure that you all understand what you need to be doing, because we've got to have some takeaways. We've got to have some action items. There are some things that you need to do almost immediately. In the last hour, I was hearing Lynn Richardson talk about insurances and things that you need to have in place if you're getting married, like prenups and all those other things. And she was talking about the different insurances. And if you were listening anytime, I think it was Friday, it may have even been yesterday, I don't know, days run into each other, I was sharing with you about some of the things that you need to be doing, or maybe it was even the weekend talk that I had with some of the officials up in Milwaukee. But nevertheless, insurance is a critical part of what you need to be doing, specifically insurance policies that have cash value. I'm not a financial advisor anymore providing financial advice, but I will say to you, long care term riders, long long-term care is absolutely essential. We got to have that. And so I was glad to hear her sharing that with you all in the last hour. But um, imminent threats are going to change the world. And that's something that I'm going to share exactly what it is, what it looks like, how it affects us, because what we all need to be tuned in, other than KBLA, is what's in this for me. What is happening in my space? What's going to happen in my space? How do I manipulate it? How do I circumvent these things in my community? So I'm going to talk about those imminent threats, and they all have to do with the monetary system and some of the things that we're seeing. And what I also want to come up with is, or not come up with, I just want to start to outline the three-stage plan that I think will help our community specifically. And for any of those of you that know or have heard of Ice Cube's Black his contract with Black America, I think it was incredible what he was doing or what he was proposing to do. And he had gone to, of course, President Obama, and he didn't get. I don't want to say that didn't get anywhere with it, but I do know that he needed to add cryptocurrency to that. And so I would like to add my three-stage plan to his contract with Black America to see if we can resubmit this to the individuals in which it will matter. And that's our community leaders and different individuals that are going to help propel our community to the next level. And so one of the other things is big wealth building opportunities that give us more options. And so I'm going to say this, ladies and gentlemen, I am in the cryptocurrency space all day, every day. Everything that comes out of my mouth, everything that comes out of my brain has to do with how our community will catapult itself in this new ecosystem. And I am again sharing with you that I have clients right now, African Americans all across this United States, that are cashing out 50,000, 100,000, 20,000, and it is not a rarity. And the reason it's not a rarity is because they are listening to these new business opportunities that are popping their heads up, and they're not in the old money space, because the old money space is not designed for you to win. It's made for the designated small groups of families to take advantage of the mass herd of us. I'm going to call us sheep, because they're leading the sheep to the slaughter. And so we have some big wealth building business opportunities that will give us more options. And one of the other things I want to share with you is what you need to be doing to change your investments so that you can. It's a must that you do this. And I'm just going to keep repeating this. It's a must that you make some changes to ensure that in 2023, you build and protect your wealth. And I'm going to talk to you about how this plan I have that I've come up with is a path to prosperity. Now, we all know that when you're looking at a map and there's a designation, there are several different pathways to get where you need to go. There's the path of least resistance. There's all sorts of different paths, but this is the path, in my opinion, to prosperity that restores our freedom. It restores, I don't know if we've ever had this since we got off those boats from Africa, but self-sovereignty. And it provides a better world for our children and our children's children. So, ladies and gentlemen, when we come forward after news, traffic, and sports, we will continue talking about some of these life altering pieces of information, but we've got to get into cryptocurrency. I told you all, I try to get it all in. But, ladies and gentlemen, we will continue the conversation. We have got a lot to talk about. This is KBLA Talk 1580. All right, sir. 6 minutes. 6 minutes, Dougie Fresh, you're on. So we are going to thank you, Connie. I appreciate you. I know you can hear me. I'm just gonna say thank you, Connie. So we are um getting ready to jump into some cryptocurrency news and talk about the crypto reports and things like that. And then every day I'll lay out some of the things that we have got going on. I wish you all could hear the news. I got to figure that out. So we'll get it going. I got somebody that's going to come in and help me get my audio so you all can hear the radio and the commercials. Let's see here. Let's see. I had an article that Nigerian officials cannot take money out of the bank, draw money from the bank. Okay. Abuja. That is, can you hear me? All right, let's just say, all right, we are getting ready in just a few minutes. Again, bear with me. Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Veronica. I look forward to it. We are going to get this information out. So, all right, ladies and gentlemen, we are jumping back in here in just a second. Just a second. I have my two articles. We're going to talk about Nigeria moving to a cashless society and Coinbase today. So let's get it in. Do, 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 do. Boom, do, do. Oh, not yet, y'all. Do, 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 do. We are almost done after the Chase commercial. We are back. We will be talking about Nigeria to bar cash withdrawals and cryptocurrency exchange Coinbase. One more commercial. I didn't expect this many today, but we are moving in. All right. We are, I guess I can tell you all that I'm getting honored. I'm going to say it again on the radio, but the 40 Acre Conference is coming up this weekend. I'm excited about that. And they are honoring me as one of their honorees, and it is in Houston, Texas. So I just found out last night, so I got to get out of here on Friday and go to Houston, Texas. But we'll still be going live with Friends and Family Friday. 10 seconds. All right. We're ready. All right. We are going in live in 10 seconds. Thank you, Dr. Veronica. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome forward. Welcome forward to Ahead of the Crypto Curve. And so let's go over cryptocurrency prices really quickly because I got a lot to talk about. Bitcoin right now, ladies and gentlemen, is trading at $17,470. Man, I want to say I'm sad about that, but I want the price to stay around 16, 15, 14, 13, so we can get a little bit more Bitcoin under our belt. But nevertheless, it's at 17,400. It's up 0.10% in the last hour. It's up 1.4% in the last 24 hours. And in the last 7 days, it's up 4.8%. And so is Ethereum. Ethereum is trading at $1,300. It's up 0.8% in the last hour. It's up 1.46% in the last 24 hours. And in the last 7 days, it's up 10.73%. And as I scroll down, everything in the cryptocurrency space is green all the way across. Again, a lot of different cryptocurrencies mimic Bitcoin. So I don't want to get with the mimickers. I want to get with the real deal Holyfield. And so that will be Bitcoin in my household. Now, you can do whatever you want to do. I told you all I am a recovering coinaholic. So the rest of these coins really don't faze me unless it has something to do with our community specifically. So that being said, I want to share that I am being honored as a cryptocurrency influencer at the 40 Acres Conference being held this weekend in Houston, Texas. They are honoring me on Friday night at a VIP dinner as one of the cryptocurrency people to know, a top 10, I don't know, they got a whole thing going, but it's called 40 Acre Conference, and you can go to 40acreconference.com. The gentleman by the name of Alan, he is the founder of this. I remember when he started it a couple of years ago. This is his 3rd year. I'm really excited about that. So I will keep you up to date as to my going to Houston this Thursday and Friday. We'll figure that all out because I just found out yesterday, but I'm excited about that. But a couple of things are happening in the cryptocurrency space that you need to know. Coinbase. the notorious Coinbase that has treated their Black employees and women employees some sort of way that's not favorable, in my opinion, has to lay off 20% of their workers, which is the latest sign of the cryptocurrency industry pain. And I am not one to sit here and tell you that this space is not riddled with issues right now. It is, because they've taken advantage of their consumers and now they've got to pay the piper. And so I am happy to say that our exchange, who has never held on to anybody's funds, never gone public, never did any type of SEC filing as it relates to any type of coin, because we knew that it wouldn't benefit our community, they're having some problems. And so right now, they are laying off about 20% of their staff and around 950 employees. Most of those employees sit in California. So there is going to be some backlash as it relates to the job markets, whether they tell us the truth or not. But there is going to be a lot of people out here in California searching for jobs as a part of what they're calling their cost cutting measures amid continued turbulence in the cryptocurrency industry. And I will tell you, I'm on a plane that has not seen any turbulence, and I'm excited about that. And you know, when you get on a plane, you prepare for the turbulence. And if there was turbulence, I would tell you. But turbulence only comes when you allow someone else to hold on to your cryptocurrency and to just hold on to your destiny, because they can flounder it, they can do whatever they want to do, which you've seen. So in that, that's what's happening with Coinbase. Is one of the latest ones to lay off again. They laid off a little bit in 2022 as well. They cut 2,100 workers since June of 2022, and they're laying off more. Now, I'm not saying that we don't have any financial issues as it relates to this cryptocurrency space, because we do, and we've had to let go of a couple of employees as well, but it wasn't for the reasons that they're letting their employees go. You know, as they stop doing a lot of conferences here in the United States and different things, cuts down on speaking engagements and all of those things. But guess what? The Dubai and the UAE, all of those in the UK, they are calling for some changes, and they're wanting self-sovereignty and decentralization, and they want to understand it. And so they're starting to knock on the doors of those of us that are here in America, that are educating, that are not being given the platform to educate the way that we need to. But thank goodness for Tavis Smiley and the KBLA, so you all can get this information. But that's what's going on with Coinbase. Now, Nigeria is trying to get into being a cashless economy. So guess what they did, ladies and gentlemen? Something that you all say, our banks will never do that. And just because it's in Nigeria, and I want you to Google it, because Nigeria has got a lot of our cities in this America beat by way of money that they have, infrastructure, and a whole bunch of things. So when I'm talking about Nigeria to you, please do not fool yourself into thinking we're talking about people in the bush. We're talking about millions and millions of dollars, infrastructure, Range Rovers, $1 million houses on the beaches. They have them all across Africa. So with that being said, Nigeria yesterday, a couple of days ago, actually barred their officials from withdrawing cash from government accounts as of March 1st. And the head of Nigeria Financial Intelligence Unit is making a statement that these new rules, which will apply to federal, local, and state officials, are aimed at combating money laundering and corruption, and are in line with the government efforts to move Africa's most populous nation towards a cashless economy. So let me just kind of break that down for you real quick. What's going on is a lot of people are moving their cash or their Naira, because that's where they are in Nigeria, into Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies. They don't want it to happen. If they move into a cashless space. They want it to be one that they control. And so, with them implementing their own cashless economy, kind of like our central bank digital currency, they're going to be doing something similar in Africa, a central bank digital currency. Again, this means that they can control the money in and out of Nigeria. And so, they have stopped allowing Nigerian officials to be taking any money out of the banks. And so, the bank accounts that they're saying are vulnerable to money laundering, but they've been vulnerable to money laundering. So again, we know we're very clear that it's a difference if money laundering is happening in regular money, but when money laundering is happening, or they want to pretend as though or suspect that money laundering is happening around the cryptocurrency space, they want to cut off all withdrawals from their public accounts. So this is something interesting to keep an eye on. And we need to understand that we are moving all around this world to a cashless economy. All of it, or most of it, in the name of them saying there's some money laundering happening. And what they're trying to quietly do is curb inflation. So we got to know that that's happening, not just here, everywhere, ladies and gentlemen. It is happening. We are in a recession. And that FDIC video that I was talking to you all about yesterday, they said it in there. The young lady said it right in the video. Maybe we shouldn't tell the public what's going on right now. If we tell them today, it's going to be a little bit different reaction than when we're coming out of the recession. But the problem is they don't know when we're coming out of the recession, because they haven't even admitted that we're in a recession. And she just did what I call a Freudian slip. And but that wasn't for the public's eyes and ears. That was for those of us that are digging to get that information. So with that, ladies and gentlemen, when we come forward, we are going to jump into a couple of the things that we're going to be doing in the cryptocurrency space over the next couple of weeks, getting you all ready to be self-sovereign. If you haven't already done so, we're going to make sure that you're taking the steps necessary to get yourself secure in this cryptocurrency space. This is KBLA Talk 1580. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are jumping into, I got 3 minutes left. And we got I forgot my Ask Naja Roberts section. If you have anything that you want to ask, you can actually type it in the chat. I can see it, and then I can answer it online, as well as if you have something, you can go to najaroberts.com. I'm going to look and see if I can find something to share today, a question that someone is asking. All right, gotcha. All right, I'm researching my Ask Naja Roberts anything, and I see a question. So Ah, hello? Hello? Dang it. Hey, y'all get to see backstage. I accidentally, ah, whew, accidentally cut it off, y'all. That's what happens when you are doing. All right. So our next segment is Ask Naja Roberts. And you can ask me anything. You can ask me anything. So I would like for each and every one of you every day, if you have a question about something that I've stated, if you have a question about cryptocurrency, something that I don't even talk about, I would like to have you go to najaroberts.com and click on Ask Naja Roberts Anything. And you can put that question in there and I will answer it live on the air. And so the question that I chose for today actually was a plethora of questions. It's actually 10 questions in one, but I'm going to try to sum some things up. Someone is asking if I want to start investing in cryptocurrencies with a group of people, what are the pros and cons of actually investing with other people as it relates to Bitcoin? So first and foremost, the pros is as the price of Bitcoin goes up, if you all have, let's just say there are 10 of you and you buy one Bitcoin, that Bitcoin can be split up and you're going to be good in the next 5 to 10 years. So it's a long term play. So I think that that's a pro. I think that there's more cons to investing with a group of individuals than doing it by yourself. And one of the biggest problems is because you're storing your own Bitcoin, I hope, on your own private wallets. If your investment club gets Bitcoin or has Bitcoin in your own private wallet, that means either everyone has to have the 24 seed words or one or two people have to have the seed words. And then if something happens and somebody gets upset or somebody just decides that they want to skip town, maybe you guys have 100 Bitcoin sitting in your on the blockchain. Somebody can just disappear. As long as they have those 24 seed words, they're able to move about wherever they want to go. Now, what if someone in the investment club, maybe there's two or three of you, and something happens to the third person? Maybe let's just say you split those words up into three parts and something happens to that third individual. Well, then you don't have access to your Bitcoin because that third set of words is moved around or missing, and you can't really make out the full list. So you've got to really look at how you would structure investing in Bitcoin with your investment club. But it is a great idea. But the bottom line is you can buy Bitcoin all by yourself without anyone else being involved. There are companies that I rock with. Again, those are on my website. It's called Companies Naja Rocks With. One of them is called CASA. CASA, and CASA is going to help me help the homeless individuals in the Los Angeles area be in control of their keys, but a keys where if they happen to lose them, they can still get into their Bitcoin because we're going to do what's called multi-signature. So if you have an investment group, a multi-signature wallet will be great. It'll help ensure that you always have access to it. So again, you can go to najaroberts.com and then you can click on companies Naja rocks with, and you can get that information. I can send you some referrals. If you can't find the link, please reach out to me on my cell phone. That's 424-317-7373. Again, 424-317-7373. And I can send you a link for casa.keys. And so, ladies and gentlemen, when we come forward, we are going to jump into our daily dollar cost average. And we're also going to talk about our Ledger and Me 123 that's coming up in February. So I want you all to be prepared for that. This is KBLA Talk 1580. All right. 90 seconds. Woo! This is a quick one. Oh, you said 90. So I guess that is 3 minutes. Oh, it's not 3 minutes. It's a minute and a half. All right, we'll jump in. Thank you, sir. That's why I appreciate you because I'll be sitting here thinking that was 3 minutes because I'm not thinking. Right. All right, I appreciate you. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are coming back shortly. Mm, all right, welcome forward. If you have not attended our Ledger and Me 123 and you don't have your Ledger device, a Ledger device is a device that helps you keep your Bitcoin self sovereign. That means you control it, you own it. It's not on an exchange. You can get a ledger again by going to najaroberts.com /ledger, LEDGER, purchasing a ledger. And then if you need help setting it up, we have a Ledger and Me 123 every month. The next one will be in February. So please plan to get that ledger so that you can move your Bitcoin and cryptocurrency off the exchanges. We had a great time this last weekend. In fact, I did not stop until everyone was able to get it downloaded and up running. So we did 2 days, 2 days straight. So I'm excited about that. And I'm looking forward to helping you as well get your ledger together. So today, we are going to do our $6 worth of buying of Satoshis. Of course, we know today we're going to get less Bitcoin than we did yesterday and way less than we got last week because it is 10% higher right now because it's crossed over 17,000. So with that, we're going to open up our cell phones. We're going to open up the Black Wall Street app. We're going to click the purple circle in the middle. We're going to click on continue. And from there, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to get $6 worth of Satoshis one time. I'm going to put it in my KBLA Talk 1580 wallet, and I am going to store it there temporarily because when I get enough on my Black Wall Street wallet, I then move it over to my Ledger device because that's a cold storage device that I can ensure that I'm in control of my Bitcoin. So, ladies and gentlemen, again, we are going to embark upon some incredible information that you need to hear over the next couple of days. We're going to get a plan together for 2023, and I would love for each and every one of you to reach out to 2 to 3 people that you know, and please ask them to download the KBLA app. It is important. Our future is at stake, whether you believe it or not. Our money, the way that we know money, the way that money has moved in the past, is changing. The the revolution will be digitized. I'm going to continue to tell you the revolution will be digitized. I am live most days on Facebook as well as Instagram. So individuals that you know that are at work, they could possibly take a look there. But ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you for rocking with me. We have got some great information. I'm excited about getting the truth out to our community. So When we come forward tomorrow, I will have most of the goods. If you haven't already done so, check out the virtual underground railroad.io. Again, the virtual underground railroad.io. You can get a trial and take a look inside and see what we got going on. But ladies and gentlemen, I just appreciate you. We are creating Satoshi Millionaires one family at a time, one day at a time, one Bitcoin at a time. And ladies and gentlemen, that means you.
You're listening to Naja Roberts on Ahead of the Crypto Curve. Please follow her on all social media platforms at Naja Roberts. No underscores, no dots, no numbers, just Naja Roberts. Let's close the wealth gap. It's our turn. This is KBLA Talk 1580. Learn or get
See if y'all can hear it.
Create
No,
your own
I want y'all to hear my song. So,
let's get ahead of the crypto curve.
all right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for rocking with me. Have a great rest of your day.